Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one Central Kentucky organization is working to help increase attention for Sex Trafficking Awareness Month. Plus, to help people stick to staying sober and their New Year resolution, a Kentucky bar is offering non-alcoholic drinks.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. It is 5:34 on January 2nd, 2024. Let's check in with meteorologist Shane Smith for a look at your forecast this morning. Shane, the new year is treating me right so far. I didn't have to scrape any ice off my windshield this morning.
Yeah, I was also free from scraping the windshield this morning. A lot of folks are going to be temperatures just above the freezing mark in a lot of spots. Dealing with a few flakes for my friends out in Pike County, though. Check out the satellite and radar image. You can see we are tracking just a few flakes out there this morning. Pinpoint Doppler zooming on into Pike County, showing down around Feds Creek right along the Kentucky-Virginia border. There's a few little snow showers trying to fire up this morning. Nothing major. Not seeing many flakes on any of our cameras down in the area. We check out Jenkins, US 119, 23, not seeing anything. Heading out west, I-75, nice and dry this morning. Pikeville, US 119, 23, showing a few wet spots there from where some of that snow may have fell a little earlier. Just know if you're out in the Big Sandy and you see either some flakes or some drizzle this morning, that could create some slick spots on those bridges and overpasses as temperatures are generally right around freezing, but some of those higher elevations may be cold enough to have a few slick spots develop, so just be aware of that. Temperatures go into the low 40s this afternoon under clearing skies, and we've got a couple of systems heading our way that could bring some winter weather, Madison. We'll take a closer look at those here in just a few minutes.
Shane, thank you. January is Sex Trafficking Awareness Month. It is something that can happen throughout the state. Natalie's Sister, a nonprofit organization in Lexington, helps sex trafficking victims. Kelsey Soto spoke with the founder, who dedicates her life to raising awareness to help others.
For more than 2 decades, Natalie's Sisters has been helping women of Central Kentucky escape sex trafficking. Over time, the need has only grown.
Primarily that's because of the lingering effect of COVID, inflation, and also the opioid crisis. I mean, it's everywhere because of that.
Other factors can lead to exploitation, including a lack of education, limited resources, or even homelessness. The
biggest difference between now and 23 years ago is the opioid crisis. While there were, drugs and alcohol were still an issue then, it was nothing like it is now. It is rare to see somebody come to our door that isn't currently or has in the past dealt with an addiction.
Janie Lewis founded the organization back in 2000. She says there's a lot of misconceptions about what sex trafficking really looks like. Most victims are not kidnapped by strangers, often preyed upon by someone they know, like a friend, family member, or romantic partner. Traffickers rarely take their victims by force.
Most of the time it's going to be people who are just walking down the street, and if you didn't know, it's not like Pretty Woman. If you didn't know, you would think it's a college student walking down the street or somebody who lives in the neighborhood, and you kind of get used to the activity and motions and movement, and we can tell, but if you were driving down the street, you probably wouldn't know.
Data from the National Human Trafficking Hotline indicates 81% of sex trafficking victims were brought in by someone intimately close to them. Many times they offer a solution, like a free place to stay or food. Then they change the terms of the situation. That's why Janie says their work is so important.
It's so amazing to see. It can take years. It's like planting seeds, and you might not see anything for a long time. But then when you do see, when a girl calls and she says, hey, thanks, I'm at this, I'm at a rehab center, or I got a job and I'm with my family and back to my family, makes all the difference in the world.
A Corbin man is behind bars after police found out he was behind the wheel while intoxicated. Deputies with London PD brought 56-year-old James Forbes into custody this past weekend. After a traffic stop was performed, deputies discovered Forbes' speech was slurred while also having bloodshot eyes and constricted pupils. Forbes faces multiple charges. In Whitley County, a man is behind bars following a domestic violence incident. Williamsburg PD arrested 52-year-old Wade Raines last week. Rains is accused of assaulting a female victim, which caused her to be seriously injured. Rains was charged with assault and was taken to the Whitley County Detention Center. A Corbin woman is facing several charges after police learned she was driving a vehicle under the influence. A traffic stop was performed on the woman last Saturday, which led to her being arrested. While taking 28-year-old Alyssa Emmett to the Whitley County Detention Center, police found suspected cocaine and other paraphernalia in her possession. Emmett was taken to the Whitley County Detention Center but has since been released. A Corbin man also faces charges after police say he reportedly assaulted multiple people in a bar. On December 23rd, officers with Corbin PD noticed that 25-year-old Joseph Collett was swinging a chair at other people. Collett resisted arrest before deputies were able to bring him into custody. Collett was taken to the Whitley County Detention Center but has since been released on bond. Today marks two of many people's New Year's resolutions. Today marks day 2 of many people's New Year's resolutions. One challenge that has gained popularity is Dry January. The idea is to give up alcohol for the first month of the new year for health or financial purposes. One co-owner of a Lexington-based brewery says this time of year can be tough for brewers. He says to combat this problem, the business came up with alcohol-free solutions.
We have 5 mocktails that we'll have on the menu throughout January, as well as a couple non-alcoholic beers that we get from Athletic Brewing.
One bartender with Lexington-based Blue Stallion Brewing says while there are alcohol-free choices, she says there are other ways you can support these types of businesses during this time. Supporting the companies on social media is one, while folks can also buy gift cards as well. One Knott County native has been a part of county operations for nearly 40 years through many administrations. Through those years, he has found ways to put smiles on faces while being respected for his work. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us the story of Tom Gayhart.
Come on, sir. Yeah.
Look who it is. There's old Tom Gayhart.
Well, thank you very much. How you doing?
Best man around.
Tom Gayhart is often the first person you see when walking into the Knott County Courthouse, and has been for decades.
We're blessed to have him. I don't think we could make it without him, I don't think, at this point.
Gayhart has been around for many memorable meetings. He has a collage in the hall representing it.
I kind of refer to him as my second in command. He kindly oversees things.
So it became time to talk to Gayhart. He took the judge's seat ready for our conversation. Through 39 years of service, Gayhart had earned it.
I worked on the bridge crew. I worked at that park 15 years. I worked on the garbage system for a little while.
Now Gayhart heads operations to keep the courthouse clean. Officials say he keeps it spotless.
Oh, I guess it's my duty to do that.
While it may not be his job, Gayhart also brings smiles out of everyone, for he says people bring him joy. What is your favorite thing about working here?
Well, the people. I like all the people.
Gayhart says he takes pride in his job.
The deputy judge in the county and the mayor of Owensboro.
Knott County takes pride in him. In Hyman, Channel Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Tom Gayhart says he was born in Knott County before moving to Ohio for a few years. He then returned to the area and has stayed busy since. Coming up, Snoop Dogg is heading to the 2024 Olympics in Paris this year, but not to compete.
And we're tracking a few flakes across far eastern Kentucky this morning, but better chances of snow are coming later in the week. Details after this.